All right, now I promised you that we would have surprises and excitement, laughter, and tears in this Karen Kingsbury Live first ever episode. So right now we're going to go to our studio audience. We've got some gift bags on the table for all of you. So thank you again. And go ahead, you can open your bags. Now inside these bags, now you might want to be a part of the Karen Kingsbury Live studio audience next time. If so, you might get a gift bag like this. We have Unlocked, a copy of Unlocked. We have some Baxter Family Reunion water bottles and tissues, because we always need tissues. And we also have a mug that has one chance to write the story of your life. So a special thanks again to my studio audience. You are all so wonderful. Thank you for being here. Now it looks like Kelsey has a few of my reader friends that have some questions. So we're going to go ahead and take those now. Kelsey.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we have Melinda. She has a question for you.
All right.
Hi. Karen, with the responsibilities of raising a large family, when do you find time to write?
That's such a good question. When do I find time to write with 6 kids and a lot going on? And the crazy only God thing that I can say about that is that I have the gift, I guess, just really from God to write quickly. So kind of as fast as I can type, I can write, as long as I get 10 solid days without anything interrupting, and that's not always that easy. I can usually write a novel in about 2 weeks. So it's always, for me, it feels like I am a bystander. Like I feel like a reader. And you know, my son Austin, he's my youngest, he likes to point out that, Mom, you really, you don't have a lot to do with it. There's so many other people involved in writing a book, and and it's true, and I feel that way, and I feel like I'm reading. I just have the chance to be able to kind of watch the story come to life as you do, and so I'm laughing and crying, and it's a very quick process, so that mostly my kids kind of look at it and they say, Mom, when I'm older, and I'm going to, be a pro baseball player or a director or an actor, but I think I'm going to, write books in my spare time like you do, too. So. Okay, Kelsey.
Next, we have Candy with us.
Candy.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Which one of your books or series has been the most difficult or emotional to write?
Oh, that's an easy one. That's a good question. I would have had a different answer maybe a year ago, but a lot of you out there who have been following me on Facebook know that Kelsey, my only daughter, my Bailey Flanagan, has moved to California. She's back with us today, which is a great blessing, but she is now living in California. She's attending college there, and so she has left home. And I am also, at the same time, writing a book called Leaving, the first book in the Bailey Flanagan series. And it has been gut-wrenching. It's like, Lord, this is a lot of personal research. What it feels like to really be able to draw a breath, because you know you're going to miss that child so much. And they've grown up, and you're grateful, and you're happy and proud of them. But the leaving is a very hard thing for a mom, so yeah. Okay.
Thank you. We have Debbie here with us today.
Hi, Karen.
Hey.
My question for you is, where do you get the inspiration for writing your books from?
Well, I try to pay attention to what God is saying throughout the day. I'm praying, and I'm kind of just, Lord, what is it that the readers need to hear? And I always say, only God can take a story, put it on my heart, but have your hearts in mind. So he gets all the credit. It's always going to be what the Lord's doing. But if I'm in a conversation, or if I am, watching something on TV or in the news, and I find myself starting to choke up and get tears in my eyes, then I pay attention. I switch over to kind of my left brain, and I say, what just did that? What is it God speaking to me? What is in this that would resonate with the hearts of you out there, my readers? So that's the inspiration. It's just everyday life, and it's listening to what God is saying. Kelsey, you have another one.
Thank you. Here's Cassie with us.
Hello. My question for you is, out of all the books you've written, who is your favorite character?
My characters are like kids, so that's always a hard thing, In fact, my husband's always saying, wow, Karen, you're going to be such an interesting old lady, One day when you can't tell the kids from the characters, and, you're kind of like that. Ashley, she never calls, she never writes. I'd probably have to say Ashley Baxter is one of my favorite characters. Bailey Flanagan has quickly become one of my favorites. Just watching how the young girls are resonating with her and responding to her as a role model. I love that. The whole Baxter family will always be special to me, especially after spending 15 books with them. So, it's a tough question, and it kind of changes as I'm writing different books, but a good one. Thanks. Next.
Yes, here's Linda.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
You have a movie in theaters now based on one of your books. How's it going? I know it's from Facebook. It's going great. So
Yes, it is. It is amazing. Like Dandelion Dust is the first one of my books to be made into a feature film. And it's right now opening in theaters across the country. It's kind of had a rollout release, which has been fun. And we have seen it just receive incredible acclamations from people who are attending and from critics, which is really kind of a rare combination. And so we're grateful for that. And there'll be other books coming up, even now, ever after, Between Sundays, 1,000 Tomorrows, that are in pre-production for films. So keep on praying about that. We really want to see more God in these films. We want the films to be life-changing, because a lot of people don't read books and they need the visual to be able to take that next step and connect with God.
Next, we have Stephanie.
Hey, I was wondering what made you decide to start writing fiction and how'd you get started in it?
Well, it's funny because that's a good question. I actually started off as a reporter. In fact, my early days in Los Angeles, I was a sports writer for the Los Angeles Times. And that kind of quickly took me, thankfully, out of the locker room and to feature stories, began writing kind of stories that were more emotional. And it was during that time that I began to pursue the dream of my heart, which was to tell life-changing fiction stories. Began to write those, and initially it really wasn't received that well. It was something I think back then people thought, oh, if there's God in the story, then maybe it's not really a good story. But I always say, we are physical and intellectual and emotional, but we are spiritual, whether we're running toward God or away from God. And so life-changing fiction was just, I think, what I was born to do. Well, we are going to be coming back with a story that you won't want to miss. It's the miracle story of the real-life family whose lives inspired the writing of Unlocked. But before we get to that, I need to tell you that now is that moment you have been waiting for, the chance to meet, by video, Cody Coleman. Had a contest. In our contest, we said, submit to us pictures of who you think might make a good Cody Coleman. Now, this is the friend, love interest of Bailey Flanagan. It's been kind of something we've watched along the books with the Above the Line series and even in the Baxter family series. And so we had this contest, and someone came to the surface very quickly who we knew was the winner. His girlfriend submitted him, so there won't be any real-life Bailey and Cody. But he is a great guy. I'd like you to take a look for the first time ever at Cody Coleman.
There's a time for everything. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to search, and a time to give up. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time for war, and a time for peace. A time to be silent, and a time to speak.